Yeah, the future of physical gaming isn't looking too great. I don't think physical games are gonna outright die with GTA 6. I still feel like there are a decent amount of companies and publishers that will continue to release physical games. Like, I would even say first-party Nintendo games will probably be physical for the foreseeable future. I would even say throughout the Switch 2 era, because there still is a decent market for physical games. Even though Pokopia was on a game keycard, I feel like that was the exception rather than the rule because of the weird limbo that Pokemon is in, not fully being a first-party Nintendo game, only partially. So I feel like that was an exception, but GTA 6, that is a concerning scenario here with the fact that it's a code in the box. Undoubtedly, the biggest game of the year, like just a huge event for a series that hasn't had a release in 13 years. Like GTA 5 is like already like one of the biggest games of all time. Getting a sequel here, it's just like the fact that that is a code in a box is incredibly concerning. I feel like there should definitely be alarm bells sounding for this. Because while it is understandable that a game that is likely going to be upwards of 200 gigabytes won't fully be on a disc, like that is literally impossible to get it on a single disc, I feel like there are workarounds that they could have made. I still think it would have been better if some of the game was on the disc, even though that practice is really annoying of only putting part of the game on the disc. It's still better than a code in a box or a game keycard type situation. Honestly, I would say like a disc with a download on it is still very slightly better than a code in the box, even though I absolutely hate that practice too. But I feel like at least having like some of the game on the disc, or even like 2 discs, would have been better than this. I think it would have at least given this game some form of physical ownership here. And I think that's really important with a lot of games, especially for a game as big as GTA 6 to have like some like tangible element to that. I think that's honestly pretty important because while ownership isn't limited to physical games, I feel like it helps people conceptualize the idea of ownership. So I feel like pushing for physical media and physical games also helps for digital preservation as well. So I feel like we should definitely push for both, especially because in the scenario of an all-digital future, companies would have much more control over your game library than they do when you have the option to buy physical games. I know that kind of sounds far-fetched, but we've already seen Sony do this with the 30-day online DRM check for newly purchased PS4 and PS5 games. Even though it wasn't quite as bad as people thought it was going to be, you could still lose access to games for a little bit of time, which still does suck, and it really shouldn't be the case at all. Once you purchase a game, you should just be able to play it once you either download it or just pop the cartridge in. So I think ownership over games is very important, though it's really unfortunate that a lot of companies are taking that away and viewing it more as a license to the game, something that's practically a glorified rental, something that they could take away from you at any time. It's just really sad to see, and I feel like measures like a code in a box or a game keycard are definitely steps towards that, or steps towards enforcing and implementing that with some sort of like physical box associated with it. What makes this even worse is the fact that games are getting even more expensive nowadays. Since GTA 6 will be $80 just like Mario Kart World, and $100 for all of the content in the game disguised as Day 1 DLC. So you're basically paying more money than you did before to have a license to play a game. Like, I understand that the cost of producing these games is much higher. I mean, GTA 6 was in development for a very long time, but you also don't have the cost of production associated with it for the actual physical discs. So it just doesn't make sense why they're still charging insane prices for this, like still after that fact, even after they took those compromises there. It's just, you will own nothing, you will pay ludicrous prices for nothing, and you will be happy. The state of the gaming industry isn't quite as horrible as I thought it would be this year, but GTA 6 essentially being the nail in the coffin for the decline of physical games definitely isn't good news, and is just pretty concerning for people who, like me, who care about that quite a lot. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!